I welcome you all to this beautiful evening. We'll be very shortly joined by Kashi Bhaiya. And we are lucky to have been joined here with Swamiji. Swami Shraddhanandji is also there with us. Are you there, Kashi Bhaiya?
Yes, very much there.
Later, yeah. Okay, so we welcome you, Kashi Bhaiya, to this beautiful evening. And we all are looking forward to know from you the essence of Navaratri. See, we all have been celebrating Navaratri for years, but the true essence of Navaratri, because you are somebody, Kashi Bhaiya, we look up to, even if it is Sayam or if it is some chanting, anything we have a doubt, whom we can look up to is Kashi Bhaiya. So
Thank
we
you,
are so
Priyaji.
grateful that you have given us some time, Kashi Bhaiya. Thank you so much. And I wouldn't waste any time because as it is, we have got only 45 minutes of yours. So shall I start, Kashi Bhaiya?
Sure, please.
Yeah, because I have
Let's
already
start.
received questions from people. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. The first question goes like, what is the difference between the Chaitra Navratra and the Sharad Navratra? And what is the significance of Chaitra Navratra? How is it so different?
So the Navratra, Gurudev says very beautifully, Ratri means night and Ratri is the time for rest. जो तीन तापों से हमें मुक्ति दिलाए, that which can relieve us of the three tapas, the three kinds of miseries that can come. Adi Bhautika, Adi Daivika, Adhyatmika. Adi Bhautika, we get some physical stresses. Maybe the heat is more, maybe there was some extra exertion that we did in the whole day. Night gives us relief from that. Adi Daivika, the subtler forms of stresses that we get. Maybe someone said something, maybe something that was mentally that was troubling us, emotionally that was troubling us. Maybe there was something that we had no control over, the weather or some things like that. The subtle energies trouble us. Night, when we rest, we get relief from that also. And Adhyatmika, there is a spiritual quest within everyone. Every one of us has some time or the other sat and wondered, who am I? What am I doing? Why did the light go off? And so on. So as you can see, I stay in Udipalya where the light can go on and come off. And Navratri में Durga Mata भी होती है, Kali Mata का भी पूजा होता है. So as you can hear, the generator is starting to come up and it should come up any moment now. So the Ratri is that which relieves us from these three tapas or the three kinds of stressors. Now, Navaratri is a time of the year where we get relieved of the kind of things that we accumulate over the whole year. Now, why is Navaratri celebrated in Chaitra and Sharad? Both of these are times of transition. Summer turning to winter, winter turning to summer. पतझड़ हो या फिर नए पत्ते आ रहे हो, दोनों टाइम पर ट्रांजिशन है. One where there's a transformation happening. The old is going off and the new is coming in. And both of, whether it's spring or autumn, this is what is happening in nature. And when nature transforms, then it's a great opportunity for us to transform, to shed the old and bring out the new. तो जहां शरद नवरात्रि में पुराना छोड़ने का बात आया, वहां चैत्र नवरात्रि में नया पैदा करने का बात आया. So both are so essential in life. We need to leave the past behind, otherwise we can never go ahead. And unless we create some new thing for the future, we can't really move ahead. Otherwise we stagnate. So both these Navratris are therefore traditionally celebrated with such fervor because both of them resonate with two important aspects of our life: creation and transformation. Unless there is destruction, new creation cannot happen. Unless there's creation, life cannot move forward. And so चैत्र नवरात्रि is a time for new beginnings. नव वर्ष शुरू होता है, चैत्र में नव वर्ष शुरू होता है, सब कुछ नया शुरू होता है. तो जो भी कुछ हम नया शुरू करना चाहते हैं, इसलिए दो समय दिया जाता है, या तो चैत्र में शुरू करो या फिर दशहरा विजयदशमी में भी विजय का ये उद्घोष होता है.
Lovely. Lovely, lovely. Wow. A new dimension altogether.
Thank you,
Lovely,
Priyanka.
lovely. Thank you. Okay. The next question goes like, what is the importance of each form of Devi and its effects on the various planets? Like we know that there are 9 forms of Devi that we worship in the 9 days and the 9 planets. So how does it?
Absolutely.
So is there any, like, I'm not sure, is there any connection? And if there, what is the connection? That's the question.
So just because they are 9 does not necessarily mean they are all connected. At the same time, I would say the Devi, the various forms of the Devi. What does the Mother Divine represents? The Mother represents nurturing, and nurturing in all its forms. And that's why the Navadurga represents all the forms of the Mother. The Mother can be terrifying. The Mother can be very caring. And in all forms, when we see the Mother, then our spiritual growth happens. Once someone asked Gurudev, Kali ka roop itna bhayanak kyun hai? Why is the depiction of Kali so grotesque with the mundamal and blood from the blood dripping down? It's so horrifying. And Gurudev gave a very beautiful meaning behind it. He said that when we can see the divinity in a form such as this, then you can truly see the divinity everywhere in the world. And for me, that was such an eye-opening insight, because often we divide this world into black and white. We divide this world into light and dark. We say this is good, this is not good. Light gaya to acha nahi hai, light aaya to acha hai. So a lot of times, unconsciously, we tend to divide this world. And in doing so, we deny the divinity. We deny the Mother. We deny the existence of the consciousness. तो कहीं ना कहीं जब हम दिव्यता को एक भाग में रख देते हैं और कहते हैं ये दिव्य नहीं है और ये दिव्य है, तो हम दिव्यता की खंडन कर देते हैं. तो कहीं ना कहीं नवरात्रि में यही है कि in all its form, that's why the Devi is worshipped in all these different forms, whether it's the young girl child, whether it's the elderly lady, whether it's the cow, whether it's the horse, whether it's the elephant. In every form, the Devi is worshipped. And that's why if someone says, well, see the divine everywhere. Now, for someone who is spiritually evolved, it's very easy to say that. For many people, quantum physics, even today, doesn't make any sense at all. And it's only for maybe the topmost scientists that they're able to wrap their minds around the concept of quantum mechanics. But for most of us, classical physics is more than enough. If I turn the key in the lock should open, and I'm happy with the laws of classical physics. अगर मैंने बॉल फेंका तो उधर जाके गिरना चाहिए. अगर आईपीएल अभी शुरू होने ही वाला है, तो अगर बॉलर ने बॉल फेंका तो सीधा स्टंप पे जाना चाहिए, आउट होना चाहिए. तो हमको इतने से मतलब है. We are more concerned with classical physics. But to understand or comprehend quantum mechanics takes a different kind of intellect. The ancient rishis knew this, and they said, instead of saying the divine is present everywhere, they said, let's make imagery, pomp, color, put all the things that people usually like to see and experience. And then the whole form of the Navratri came through, the different pujas, the various depictions of the Devi, the various stories, and that engages the mind. The, the, the childlike mind that gets totally engaged with color, with pomp, with show, मन को चकाचौंध चाहिए, वो एक स्पेक्टिकल चाहिए, और फिर उसके द्वारा मन को दिव्यता की ओर लिया जाता है. तो हमारे पूर्वजों ने ये नहीं कहा कि अरे आप अधिकारी नहीं हो तो आपको नहीं मिलेगा जी. They didn't say if you're not a graduate then you don't get. No, they said wherever you are will come to your level. And that's why there is something in the Navratri for everyone. People who like Josh, there is Josh. People who like meditation, there's meditation. People who like to dress up, well, what better time than Navratri? All the colors, and then they said on this day wear this color, on Devi likes this one on this day, and so it becomes very easy for people to feel very to fulfill all their desires. And in fulfilling the desires, Gurudev once said very beautifully that there's nothing wrong with desires. Just direct all your desires towards the divine. And Navratri is the perfect example of directing all your desires towards the divine. Don't you think so, Priyaji?
Oh, exactly. It was going on in my mind that maybe इसीलिए शायद देवी को माँ कहते हैं, because only माँ can give that kind of a fulfillment of desires and everything.
Right.
So
Absolutely.
amazing, amazing. Yeah. Now, Kashibhaiya, we have been seeing for years now that many homas and pujas do happen in our ashram during
Mhm.
Navratri. So, what
Right.
is the significance of these homas and pujas? Like, why should we be doing these homas and pujas at all, if at all? I don't know. Like, it's a doubt in my own mind, and maybe in many people's mind. Like, why homas and pujas when Mother Divine is anyway giving us everything? So why should we
Correct.
be sitting in the pujas? Yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely. You know, you could also say that anyway we are breathing in oxygen and breathing out carbon dioxide, all that nourishment is coming in. So why should I can definitely eat only bhat, only rice. Why should I have all the different that nice tomato chutney with that little sweet in it? That is so yummy. Who cares? भाई रोज दाल रोटी दे दो, रोज खिचड़ी बना दो, पर आप कहोगे नहीं नहीं हमको कुछ तो वैरायटी चाहिए, ऐसे एक ही चीज करेंगे तो बोरिंग हो जाएगा. So our ancient rishis were very smart. They were great psychologists. They knew the mind inside out. And so they said, let's use all the different ways in which, wherever the mind gets caught up, they said, let's use this to direct the mind towards the divine. They didn't say, udhar mat jao. आप बच्चे को कहो आईपैड मत टच करो, आप देखो क्या होता है. Breakup happens and you say don't think of that person and see what happens. I can see there are a lot of experienced people here, everyone is smiling. So a lot of times when we tell the mind don't do this, that's what it wants to do. The ancient rishis knew this and they said okay, take the mind wherever it wants to go, but see the divine there. And that's how in the yajna, in the homas, in the pujas, you'll see all the five senses get utilized. Agarbatti jalate taki sense of smell is captured there. The very beautiful decoration, the flowers, and if you look at, especially in Bengal, if you look at the decoration during the Durga Puja, oh, what beautiful pandals, what amazing beauty comes out. So the form, the eyes are captured, all the different sounds, all that. I remember I had come to Calcutta, and I had gone to that Kali Mandir on the banks of the Ganga for the aarti, and to see that aarti happening with all the sounds, and wo haath mein aarti lekar aise ghum rahe. And I tell you, it was such an amazing experience for all the senses, with the incense and the sound and this and the feel, just feeling that those flowers in the hands offering. And then finally प्रसाद मिलता है. कोई भी पूजा प्रसाद के बिना पूरा नहीं होता. और जितने भी छोटे बच्चे होते हैं, वो पता है वो आखिरी में मिलने वाला है, तब तक वो खड़े रहेंगे, उसके बाद भाग जाएंगे, या फिर उसके लिए भाग के आएंगे और भाग के जाएंगे. So all the five senses get used in the yagya and the puja. Gurudev says very beautifully in a knowledge sheet कि यज्ञ के तीन भाग होते हैं: देव पूजा, संगतिकरण और दान. Deva Pujan, to recognize a higher power. This is what a yajna is all about. When we say that, hey, it's not just me, there is something more than me, that allows us the freedom to forgive ourselves. When I feel that I have done it, then I blame myself. Then I feel miserable if things don't happen. But when I recognize it's more than me, then I have an outlet. And this is a very beautiful psychological technique for us to get free of all the burdens of the past. So the first part is Deva Pujan. And the truth is, I'm really not totally in control. There are so many factors that affect whatever I'm doing. I plant a seed, but it's not because I've planted the seed that the tree has come out. There are so many other factors that make the seed bud come out and make it into a plant. So in the same way, recognizing a higher power, recognizing that I'm not the only factor in things happening. That is the first step of a yajna. The second is Sangati Karana, getting people together. अकेले जब कुछ करते हैं तो उसमें कुछ तो शक्ति रहती है, पर संघे शक्ति कलव युगे, जब साथ में आते हैं तो उसमें बल मिलता है. If I ask you to stand up and dance in the middle of the road, you'll say, well, I'm feeling a little shy. No, I can't do that. I mean, maybe some of you might not. Maybe Priyaji, I'm sure you're so enthusiastic and you're not a football of anyone's opinions. But if it's a Navratri, if everyone is dancing, then it's very easy for anyone to join in. Even if they don't know how to dance, they say, okay, let me just shake a leg or two. So there is a power that comes in the collective consciousness that helps us to transcend, to experience the highest. And so Sangati Karana, getting together, this is the second aspect of yajna. And that's why Art of Living, when we are doing all these festivals like the Chaitra Navaratri that's coming up, the beauty is that if I had to get 100 people together for me to transcend, I would have to put so much effort as an individual. But जब गंगा बह रही हो तो उसमें डुबकी लगा लो, आप भी तर जाओगे. जब कुंभ हो रहा है तो कुंभ में जाके आप भी डुबकी लगा लो, इतने सारे संतों का आशीर्वाद बिना कोई श्रम के आपको मिल जाएगा. तो इसी तरह से, so when someone is actually organizing something on such a big scale, it makes sense to dip your feet into it, because given an individual, it would be so much more difficult to organize something of this scale. So for me, I feel this is what Art of Living brings to all these ancient traditions, that the purity of this tradition, along with the scale, the magnitude which the ancient sages envisioned. That is why they would say that उन दिनों में राजा महाराजा वो ऑर्गेनाइज करते थे और इतने सारे पंडितों को बुलाते और वो सब कराते, इतने सारे लोगों का खाना बनता, सब कुछ होता, क्योंकि वो कर पाते थे. तो today I see that organizations like Art of Living is actually creating this kind of space for us to experience that ancient, that Shakti, that is the potential of such yajnas. And the third is dana. Dana means sharing what you have. So you have some knowledge, you share that. That's ज्ञान दान. अक्सर हम सोचते दान शब्द सुनते ही लगता है अरे आ गया जी दान, दान पेटी आ गया जी, पता है आने ही वाला था. बिल्कुल नहीं. आपसे जो हो सकता है वो करना, इसको दान कहते हैं. दान does not mean giving what you cannot, but dan really means sharing. And this attitude of sharing is what society needs today. When we keep saying what about me, that leads to depression. And when we have this attitude of sharing, what is mine, let me share it with others, then consciousness expands. Uh, and your stomach stops expanding when you share. So it has a lot of benefits. So I would say, all in all, a yajna, whatever the yajna, and then there are different yajnas. जैसे केमिस्ट्री लैब में हमने अलग अलग रिएजेंट्स मिक्स करके अलग अलग रिएक्शन करके अलग अलग रिजल्ट लाया, तो इस तरह से हमारे पुराने ऋषियों ने अलग अलग द्रव्य के साथ अलग अलग मंत्र जोड़कर, अलग अलग तरीकों को जोड़कर, उसका अलग अलग अपना संकल्प होता है, उसका फल अलग अलग होता है. सो just like there are so many reagents that come together and they create a certain kind of energy, a certain kind of impact on the consciousness. And that's what the ancient rishis uh, were great scientists. They actually analyzed what kind of sound, what kind of materials created what kind of impact on the consciousness. And so they said during the Navratri, once in a while, once in 6 months, reset your whole constitution, reset your whole consciousness, and bring it back to its to its purity. जैसे हम अपने कार को बीच बीच में सर्विस में भेज देते हैं, रोज तो साफ होता है, क्लीनर आके साफ करता है या आप ही कर लेते हो, पर बीच में एक बार सर्विस तो भेजना ही होता है, क्योंकि अंदर का ऑयल चेंज होता है और सारा ट्यूनिंग होता है. तो वो ट्यूनिंग नवरात्रि में हो जाती है, और रोज अपना सुदर्शन क्रिया करो, अपना पूजा पाठ करो, जप करो, गायत्री जप करो, उससे रोज की सफाई हो जाती है.
So basically, Kashi Bhaiya, Navratri is the time for servicing.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Okay, that's nice. Acha, Kashi Bhaiya, then it does all these homas and the pujas happening during Navratri. So this must be affecting people in this pandemic situation as well. It must be helping people to come out of the turbulence. Is it so?
Absolutely, absolutely. In fact, हम तो यही कहते हैं कि अगर पेशेंट दवाई नहीं लेगा तो और कौन लेगा दवाई.
Wow.
जब हम भीषण परिस्थिति में रहते हैं, when we are in a challenging situation, that is the time that we really can resort to all these things. That is the time when all these tools are required. You have a toolkit in your car, but when you need to change your tire, that's when you take it out. You don't say when the tire अच्छी पंचर हो गया, अब हम टूलकिट नहीं निकालेंगे. ये तो बिल्कुल उल्टा हो गया. So इसी तरह से it's only when we are going through challenges that we can really rely on all these tools. And of course, I'm not saying if there's no challenge, don't. But I would say that there are two ways. Once someone asked Gurudev कि गुरुदेव आपका क्या संकल्प है, आप तो पूरा सिद्ध हो, you don't have any desires, why do you sit and take sankalpa in the puja? So Gurudev smiled and said, when all your desires are finished, then you desire for the world, then you ask for others, then you get the ability to ask for others. So a lot of times many of us have this question, I have no more desires left, Gurudev तो मेरा सब कुछ कर रहे हैं, मैं क्यों संकल्प लूं? I tell you, that is the right time. That is when the real सत संकल्प तभी आ सकता है जब आप में पूर्णता है. तो अपूर्णता है तो पूर्णता के लिए संकल्प लो, और पूर्णता है तो परोपकार के लिए संकल्प लो. और सच पूछो तो जो अपने आप को पूर्ण समझते हैं, those of us who really feel that I have everything, I have the resources, I have the purity of consciousness, it becomes even more of a responsibility to take care of others. And that's why I would say that just like If you feel that you have really gained from the knowledge, you'd like to share this knowledge and you'd like to become a teacher. In the same way, each of us who feel that I think I have gained from these practices, this mantra, then it's time for us to 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 give back to the world. And I think that's where during these times, if my guru can take a sankalpa, then definitely I can follow in the same footsteps. That is the idea with which I really look at Navratri. This is an opportunity for me to give back to the world all the things that the world has given to me.
I think
Isn't this a
this one liner of yours has answered all our queries. I don't think there should be any other doubts left now. Truly so. Now, when we really do not want anything for ourselves, that's the best time to serve. And I think this is a big way to serve. Taking a sankalpa in a puja, it can help because bhaiya, we have been receiving phone calls and messages from people that how people, those who are participating with us on the online pujas and homas, so many miracles are happening. So it's really
absolutely, absolutely.
like
And you know, this exactly on this point, I would also like to add, Priyaji, that a lot of times in one of the knowledge sheets, Gurudev has said this, there are three ways to the divine. There are three paths that people take to the divine. First is through fear. डर से लोग प्रभु के पास आते हैं, और डराने वाले लोग बहुत हैं. आपको ज्योतिषी डरा देंगे, आपको कोई डरा देंगे कि अच्छा ये करो नहीं तो ये हो जाएगा, बेटर टेक अ संकल्प, बेटर सेट फॉर द पूजा, ये पूजा पाठ करो नहीं तो ये हो जाएगा. डर से आते हैं. द अदर इज लोभ, ग्रीड. You do this and you'll get this. So that's the second reason through which people come for a puja, for a sankalpa, for towards the divine, asking for something. So either the fear or the greed. And the third is love. प्रेम से. जब लगता है प्रभु अपने हैं, जब श्री कृष्ण गोवर्धन उठा रहे थे अपनी छोटी उंगली पर, तब सब गोप गोपियों ने भी अपना लठ लगाया. इसलिए नहीं कि उनके लगाने से कुछ फर्क पड़ेगा. उनको तो पता है कि कृष्ण की छोटी उंगली पर गोवर्धन टिका है, उनके लठ से कुछ होने वाला है नहीं, पर उन्होंने लगाया क्योंकि उनको अपनापन था. अरे अपने कृष्ण कर रहे हैं तो हम भी कुछ तो करें, हम भी साथ चले. So Gurudev said very beautifully that you come to the divine through any of these three means. It's still okay. At least you've come to the divine. But coming through love is the highest of all. So for me, many times, even in the process of sankalpa, there are times when people look at fear as a tool to get people to take sankalpa, or people use greed as a tool to get people to take sankalpa. It's still okay. You're coming to the divine, but I tell you, coming through love is the highest and it's the most beautiful of all. For me, there is nothing better than this. When I feel that connection with my master, when I feel that connection with this universe, then I say, hey, I would like to do something for this universe. I would like to contribute. And that, I tell you, is the best way to take a sankalpa. Does that make sense, Priyaji?
it does make sense, and this is how you make fans all around the world. People love you so much because of this love, the way you share the love with us. It's so amazing. It's not just you are saying it, we can feel it, how it happens. Amazing, amazing, Kashi Bhaiya. So, Kashi Bhaiya, now tell me, like you have spoken so much on Sankalpa, that why taking Sankalpa is important. So, suppose somebody has got an option to take a Sankalpa, but many times it happens that we, though we have an option to take a Sankalpa, we avoid.
Mhm.
So, how would you address that? Like what goes behind that makes us, though we know that okay, taking a sankalpa is good, but still we do not, हम पहल नहीं करते, नहीं लेते.
You know what? Actually, it's because many of us feel that by taking a sankalpa, that's my ego. That there is an inner feeling that how can I ask anything for myself? And a sankalpa is usually associated with something you ask for yourself. And That is because of this understand, and because many people are so spiritually evolved, people are doing sadhana, that innately that sense of ego just simply dissolves. And that's why it doesn't allow us to ask anything for ourselves. But I tell you, uh, whenever you praise a painting, that praise goes to the divine. And so, in the same way, when you ask something, say for yourself, recognize that's the divine sitting within you. So, having an ego is not like me asking something for myself, is not ego. Like a small child goes up to the mother and says, I want sweets. That is not ego, that is innocence. And so the true hallmark of a lack of ego is that dropping of the inhibitions of me and you, that dropping the differences. And so that's why for me, when you ask something for yourself, that is not a sign of ego. So go ahead. uh, these pujas, these homas, these are tools that Gurudev has, these are blessings that Gurudev gives us to really move forward on the path. And think of it this way: if you get a degree, then you can get a job, and you can support a whole family. You can every businessman who creates an organization and enterprise supports so many families and gives इतने लोगों को रोजगार देता है. तो इस तरह से देखा जाए तो हर कुछ जो हम करते हैं वो सेवा भाव से करें, then every act of ours becomes seva. So for me, that's when there is a story. Gurudev shares this story, and this story is there in Gurudev's voice on YouTube on his channel. Yes. Maybe you can go and look it up and you'll find it. It's the story of Shivaji. Shivaji Maharaj, छत्रपति शिवाजी महाराज बड़े अच्छे राजा हुए. बहुत उन्होंने अपना राज्य बहुत विशाल बनाया. He was a great king, and he fought a lot of wars. He had a guru, Samarth Ramdas, and he once went to his guru and said, you know, Gurudev, I just don't want to do my job anymore. I would just like to come to the ashram, live in Saudamini or live in Trotakacharya, अच्छा सा घर बना के वहीं पे मैं बस जाऊं. ये कलकत्ता हमको अभी आजकल रास नहीं आता, उदीपालय ज्यादा अच्छा लगता है. Give me permission, I'll all this kingdom, everything you take care of, I donate to you, but let me come and do seva in the ashram. I can see many people are smiling with recognition with these kind of feelings. So Samarth Ramdas said, okay, let's see. Are you sure? Don't come and ask it back from me tomorrow. So he said, yeah, I've decided. So next day when he came, Samarth Ramdas said, go sit on the throne and rule the kingdom. Now, Shivaji said, but that's what I gave up. He said, yeah, you gave it up to me. The throne is mine. You are mine. Go sit and do my job. And it is said that's when Shivaji Maharaj really became successful. That moment, something shifted for him. He did the same things. He ruled the kingdom, maintained the treasury, did all the same things. Yet he did it with the attitude that it is my guru's. So he didn't say, I will empty the treasury and donate it to the ashram. No, he ran the whole thing. He ran the whole business. He gave justice. He did everything, knowing fully well that it all belongs to my master. And that made him really free of all that burden of governance, of all that burden of having to think all of this is mine. So every puja really allows us to experience that freedom, that burden that we put on ourselves every day on day, that allows us to be free. And that is what a sankalpa gives us. The sankalpa truly allows us to be free of all the burdens that we take up, especially if you feel more responsible for the world, you tend to pick on so much more burden unknowingly. Every sankalpa, every puja is a way for us to release and give it back to the divine. And that is what a puja is offering, is Purnahuti. माने सब कुछ आहुति कर दिया. ये लो जी आपका. In every puja, in every, there is an arti and samarpan. Every time it's that. And so it's a very powerful tool, especially if you find that you have been doing your sadhana, you're full, and sometimes as you walk on this path, you start feeling that it's time for me to offer back to the divine. Then that's where the puja is. And that's why Gurudev organizes all these avenues for us to really free ourselves of all this spiritual, mm, all these responsibilities that we take on ourselves unknowingly as we walk on the spiritual path.
Very true. Okay, Kashipaya, like this Chaitra Navratra, we are doing a package. It's called the Chaitra Navratra Bliss, where we have 10 homas and pujas, which we are offering to people. Like we are doing something very specific, based on their rashis and birthdays. We are doing pujas
Very
based on
nice.
rashi and birthday
Mhm.
for the Graha Shanti. And along with that, there is also this Guru Shanti Homa that we'll be doing on Navmi Day. So, as we all know, that Rishi Homa is done on Navmi at Bangalore
Right.
Ashram in the presence of Gurudev. So, how is this Guru Shanti Homa and Rishi Shanti Homa related, Kashibhaiya?
See, the thing is that Guru Shanti does not mean making the Guru peaceful. The Guru is already peaceful. But often in our life, when we have a Guru, then he puts us on the path of Sattva. But all our sanskaras, all our impressions keep pulling us back into our what we are used to doing. And when we can make all of the when we can make the impact of the Guru on our consciousness so that it can subside all these other tendencies that tend to pull us out of the spiritual path, then we can really find the fulfillment in life. So there are two ways in which we can do this. The Rishi Homa is actually the tradition of the masters. So it's nothing but the Guru. The Rishi and the Guru are actually just, the Guru is the representation of that whole tradition of Rishis. And so for me, I would say that uh, recognizing the impact of the Guru in our life, recognizing the peace that the Guru brings in our life, and acknowledging that, that is truly the Guru Shanti Homa. And when we bring the peace of the Guru into our heart, then it takes care of all the disturbances that we tend to accumulate because of ignorance. तो जैसे काल कोठरी में 100 साल से अंधेरा हो, पर एक छोटे से दिए को लाने से क्षण में ही सारा अंधेरा दूर हो जाता है. 100 साल का दिया लगता नहीं है 100 साल का अंधेरा दूर करने के लिए. जैसे एक क्षण में ही गुरु आकर अपने अंदर सारे जितने भी हमने जितने जन्मों से जो कुछ इकट्ठा किया है, गुरु के आने से क्षण में ही सब कुछ निकल जाता है. So for me, that's why it's a very auspicious time, and there is a whole science to how time impacts our mind. Like, um, I think we have just 4 more minutes, but I'll just quickly complete this thing. In school in physics, we probably did all those calculations, projectile motion, uh, throw a ball from here at this velocity and this angle, and it's going to go and fall there. And all those people who are mortified by mathematics and physics probably are thinking, why is Kashibhaiya bringing this up right now? But if you loved physics and mathematics, then you say, yes, yes, I know, I remember. And probably if you're a parent, then you have to do it all over again with your children once again. So just like in projectile motion, given the initial conditions, you can calculate what's going to happen later on. The same way, based on when and where you were born, technically it's possible to calculate what's going to happen in your life. Only thing, the calculations are so complicated that you'll never be able to finish it. What our rishis instead did was, given when and where you were born, they could estimate and say, well, this is how your life is going to probably move. At this point of life, you're probably going to be here. But they were very smart. They said, it's not fatalistic. It's not that it's going to be here and you can do nothing about it. But they said you can throw another ball with such accuracy that you can change the trajectory of the ball that's already been thrown. In the same way, जैसे कोई बास्केटबॉल में बॉल डाल रहा है, बीच में आकर आप हाथ डालकर उसको सेव कर सकते हो. Just like someone has kicked the football into the goal, but the goalkeeper can stop the football. The same way, in life also, Jyotish gives us all these upayas, and yajnas and pujas are the upaya. Time has an impact on the mind, but mantra also has an impact on the mind. So doing the right homa, the right yajna at the right time can have this the same impact that the goalkeeper has on by saving the goal. गोल में तो जा रहा है फुटबॉल, पर अगर गोलकीपर अच्छा है और स्किलफुल है और सही जगह पर अपना हाथ लाना जानता है, तो वो रोक सकता है, होनी को अनहोनी को रोक सकता है. तो यही बात है यज्ञ का और पूजा का. एंड हाउ डज दिस वर्क? इट वर्क्स विद द पावर ऑफ द कॉन्शियसनेस. द मोर मेडिटेटिव यू आर, द मोर deeper the impact on the mind. And that's why the time has such an amazing impact on the mind. The deeper you meditate, you can go beyond time and change that impact of time. And that's why based on your janam patri, based on your janma rashi and nakshatra, different homas are suggested at different times. Of course, the more you follow all these things, the more you get the benefit of all these things. But like I said earlier, you can either do it through fear, you can either do it through greed, but the best thing is to do it through love. Know that you're already taken care of. Guru hai, aapka sab kuch ho hi jayega. पर आप ये करते हो तो आपका रास्ता और आसान हो जाता है. It's just like you can go walking to Bangalore, you will reach. But if you take a flight, it's much easier. Over to you, Priyaji. I think we have reached the. I think there is some internet connectivity issue lag raha hai. So all I would say is from Vedic Dharma Sansthan ki taraf se aap sabko hardik amantran hai. Welcome. This is an amazing yajna that is happening, and like I said earlier, जब इतना बड़ा कुछ हो रहा है, बहती गंगा में अपना डुबकी मारना, ये समझदारी की बात होती है. So if you want to take a sankalpa either out of fullness, and if you have some fears or if you need something, feel free to do it. There's nothing wrong in it. All of these are valid ways to the divine. तो जैसे भी आप जिस भी स्थिति में हो, जैसे भी हो, आप अवश्य आइए, संकल्प लीजिए. अपने लिए नहीं तो दुनिया के लिए संकल्प लीजिए. आपसे जितना हो सकता है आप अवश्य करिए. So keep smiling, and may Gurudev's grace bless us all and take us to our goal, whatever that is, material, spiritual, and let us find that fulfillment in this lifetime itself. So to offer Sankalpa, you can go to vdst.in/e/14841. So you can remember this number, 14841. It's a nice palindrome, easy to remember. vdst.in/e/14841. Jai Gurudev Swamiji, so nice to see you.
Jai Gurudev, Jai Gurudev. Thank you, Kashi Bhaiya, for such a wonderful session. We are all enlightened, and we hope Bengal VDS is going in a very big way. And with your support and everyone's support, we look forward to wonderful sessions. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Swamiji. Swamiji, Bangla কিছু
সকলে মিলে আমরা কাশি ভাইকে অনেক অনেক ধন্যবাদ দিচ্ছি, এত সুন্দর একটা সেশন উনি নিয়েছেন. তো আমরা নিশ্চয়ই আশা করবো প্রত্যেকে আমরা চৈত্র নবরাত্রি সেশনে জয়েন করব, এবং এত সুন্দর যে হোমার সম্বন্ধে এক্সপ্লেনেশন করলেন, আমাদের জীবনে যাতে লাভ হয়, আমরা যেন লাভান্বিত হই, আমরা প্রত্যেকে যেন যোগ দিয়ে.
So nice, Swamiji. Jai Gurudev. Jai Gurudev.